Let's make kotlety together today. The easiest way for me to explain it is that kotlety are the Polish version of schnitzels. So it is going to be a similar breading concept, but the result is a little bit different. The way that we prepare the pork chops is a little bit different than a traditional German schnitzel or different European schnitzel, but I want to take you through it. I have been eating this and helping my mom make it most of my life, so now I'm making it in my own kitchen and inviting you to join along with me. I'm using boneless pork chops for this and laying them out on a little bit of saran wrap, and I'm going to give them a good whack on both sides. Of course, we want to give it a nice little pounding. So you might be saying, Sylvia, you're not beating that pork hard enough. That's okay, that's okay. Polish schnitzel or kotlety, as I said, we don't want to thin out the meat too much. So just give it a good couple whacks, get some of that anger out, but we still want to keep it a nice chop. This is a very basic recipe because this is how we did it back in the day when we couldn't really have access to a lot of things. So salt and pepper is the only thing I'm using for seasoning, and it's going on both sides. I'm getting ready to do the breading, which consists of flour, and then we need to put it into that egg wash. Make sure that you get all of the sort of outsides of each of the pork chops so that you're covering every little bit. And I recommend using one hand for this because you will notice it does get messy, so that way you can keep your other hand clean in case you need to use it for anything else, or even start and stop the camera like I'm doing. Once you have all of your pork chops breaded, and you can make a lot more than just this, they are great in batches, get your frying pan nice and hot and be liberal with oil. I'm not deep frying these pork chops, but I am giving them a nice pan fry. So you want to make sure the bubbles sort of come up on the corners and the sides of your pork chop here. Golden brown is the color that I'm looking for. I want a nice crispy outside, but I want to make sure that my pork chop is cooked perfectly in the center as well, so that it's still nice and chewy and moist and delicious. Now, I do recommend that if you are putting these not on your plate right away to eat, put them onto a cooling rack first. Making these in batches is a great option, so that you don't get the crust all soggy. The cooling rack really helps with that. More like a breaded pork chop with the end result, it is a little bit of a meatier and thicker sort of substance and chew than I find the more flattened schnitzel. But both are delicious, and I am going to make some different schnitzels on the show coming up as well. If you want to, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can see all of the upcoming videos and join me in the kitchen making delicious eats. You can make this in a big batch, especially since you're getting the breadcrumbs out and the egg wash. You want to use that all up and not waste it. So once you've actually cooked up all of your kotlety, you can let them cool down on a rack, and you can freeze them. They are also good for a couple days in the fridge if you're not freezing them. Delicious. We typically eat it with a side of potato and veg or salad, or a nice sauerkraut, or sort of maybe like a warm hunter stew or bigos would be great with it. I've even done it on a bun. Yummy. Thank you so much for joining me on the Silly Kitchen today. I hope you enjoyed this video and many more to come. Till next time.